All right, GM everyone. I hope everyone can hear me. Maybe you guys can give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. There seems to be a little bit of a technical issue today. We don't want to say anything mean about Elon, but that jingle was awesome, I guess. Yeah, thumbs up. They're coming in. Awesome. Don't want to be talking to myself. That would be the worst of it all. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining in and listening in. I hope we're going to have a very interesting and educational and fun space. I'm looking forward to it, at least. So, yeah, with that, look, we're going to be hosting a space today. It's obviously organized by NFT Price Floor, but the special guest of the day is HelloPets. So, if anyone identifies as that, as a HelloPets or an HelloPets ecosystem NFT, then come on up. We would love to hear your thoughts and stories too later on in the space. But yeah, as for now, I think we'll start off with the GM and just ask HelloPets, hey there, who's behind the account? How are you guys doing? And GM.
Hey, yeah, good morning. Yeah, it's Tom here from HelloPets. I'm the creative director, and yeah, super happy to be here with you guys.
Tom, I'm very happy that you could join us. It's going to be an interesting space, and I think that we have a lot of good questions for you guys too. But maybe before we start off into the question lines, maybe Thomas, outline what your specific role is in the team, and then maybe also what just the Hello Pets project is all about. I'll just hand it over to you for a quick intro.
Yeah, great. Thanks very much. Yeah, okay. So yeah, a bit about myself. Like I said, I'm creative director over at HelloPets, and I started off in the music and video and animation production world. Got involved in some PFP projects about a couple of years ago, early 2021. So been in it since pretty much the start, doing some creative coding and stuff like that, and doing development for some metaverse companies. And then we've got a lot of other great people working with HelloPets, some great blockchain devs that have been in the scene longer than I have, 5+ years, and great game devs and awesome art team, 3D art people, 2D animators, movie makers. And yeah, so it's been really exciting team to be putting together and working with. And yeah, and then just so you know, generally about Hello Pets, we're creating an open Web3 entertainment ecosystem that spans movies, games, the metaverse, AR, VR, fashion, real world products, and much more.
Awesome. Yeah, there you go. I mean, look, early 2021. Maybe I'll start out with you, Thomas, just to get this straight here. Yeah, I mean, early 2021. That's the beginning of where NFT PFPs and everything really got mainstreamed. I remember back in the day, the punks really taking over and everything, and then all the other grassroots NFT collections popping up left and right. And there really was kind of like a renaissance, a digital renaissance, what I'd like to call it always. And a lot of business models that just kind of weren't really usable before, and all of a sudden got very real, and all of a sudden profitable. And at least, yeah, we're able to build out some communities, raise some money, build some product. And it really does sound like that's kind of your background too. So, Thomas, maybe before we move on to the next topic, your website hellopets.world really does quite prominently display its goal, aiming to be the next Disney in Web3. I mean, that's a very lofty goal in itself. Disney, obviously a multi-billion-dollar company, over hundreds of years old. I love ambitious goals. So maybe you can just fill us in a tad bit more about, yeah, how exactly you're gonna plan to achieve that.
Yeah, it's yeah, definitely a lofty goal, and you know, some of the things we're trying to do is sort of look at sort of the key things that were driving a company like that to its massive success and general ubiquity in the media market. And you know, so we think a lot about sort of iconic characters and ways that we can sort of create some main tent poles for the business as we push forward in this sector and within the Web3 vertical in that world as well. And then we really want to look to leverage all the technology that's now available that, yeah, like you said, I've been working with for a few years, and the team's working with even longer. And so, that includes, some really cool IP licensing stuff that allows for much more streamlined sharing of IP and sort of general working in collaboration with different people, as well as all the many NFT incentives that are available within the Web3 world. So lots of options for leveraging the token and NFT for additional benefits for holders and creators, and generally just pushing the community-driven momentum that's been one of my favorite parts of this whole sector since I got involved. So we're really looking to create a nice, unique space for us in this world and offer a lot of unique experiences.
Yeah. I guess traditional thing that Disney would have answered with is something like, "Oh, we're going to tell you cool stories." But what I find more interesting and also more natively Web3 is that's kind of been shining through in your answer too, is we want to bring the communities together to tell stories, which like it does feel like more a bottom up approach than a top down approach. We're going to shove stories down your throat, which obviously can result in awesome stories, but yeah, I mean, I don't have to tell you guys how successful Disney has been in the past. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I love that idea of the bottom up is really a cool way of thinking of it, especially with regards to, like, that top down approach really requires you to be this guarder of your IP, and really this protective and sort of like, there's not really an idea of looking for cross promotional benefits or ways that you can get your community involved. It's just about creating, yes, like you say, what can be really great user experiences and media and stuff like that. But then there's no real openness or forward thinking to allow for all these different, derivative artworks or cool, yeah, like you say, community building opportunities. And, I think for a long time, like, there's many aspects of the modern media world that, like, whether it's social media or anything that's streaming services, that sort of lends better to more open concepts than these very rigid, antiquated systems of the past.
yeah, exactly. And I guess we can see that not only in storytelling, but in pretty much any form of creative medium nowadays, because the market has been trending more towards. I mean, YouTube in itself is a form of decentralized content creation, where all the individual actors are contributing stories, are contributing content towards, obviously, in this case, a centralized platform. Let's disregard that part of my metaphor, but um, no, it works. And yeah, please, Thomas. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. Yeah, it's all trending in that direction, and yeah, again, everything moves forward and Web3 becomes the future, I think, yeah, those old models are going to just look more and more antiquated.
Exactly. So, if I already see a lot of Hello Pets here in the audience, so I would definitely appreciate if you guys retweet the pinned tweet up top, and also if you have any questions for Thomas, just go ahead and put them down into the comments. Gonna be awesome to go through them if we get any. Remember, that's the bottom right hand corner. You can just comment there any questions you have, and we'll get around to it at the end. All right. With that being said, I guess some more questions for you, Thomas, just about like maybe more about what kind of production and movies and metaverse and games you guys are planning on producing in the next while. Um, Obviously collaborative, but maybe specifically what Hello Pets is going to like push out for products, because honestly that's something this industry has been starved of for quite a while now. Most companies don't actually have any products that they ship. They just say, oh, we're a community, and hand waving motions ensue. So I'd love to hear what you guys are building on specifically.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That's another thing that's been coming up, is a lot of companies that are we've viewed it as, you're releasing letting people buy the product before you've actually finished developing it. But Yeah, no, we're working very hard to release lots of very tangible things that can create real user experiences, and whether it's creating multiple use cases for various NFT collections, or just awesome experiences for users and partners. So yeah, so I mean, I'll just run down a list of some of the things we're working on. So in sort of the movie and media world, we've got this cool project we're working on called the League of Blue Chips, which is what we've been naming just a collection of really cool characters of high-end NFTs that our community members own and want to share, and as well as our own released characters that will involve our first NFT collection that's coming out. And yeah, so we basically are inviting NFT holders and creators and storytellers to participate in developing different media and stories, and just working towards creating lots of really great content. And for that, we've been, looking at some traditional options for short films and stuff like that, whether it's film festivals or distribution options through streaming and stuff like that, as well as other ways for people to consume media using Web3 tech, like NFT movie tickets, or exclusive access to screenings, virtual screenings, or real world screenings for people who are holders of community tokens and our NFTs and stuff. So that's a big thing that we've been working towards. I did throw a couple links just mentioned in comments here in the space. So one of them is a really cool 3D flyover video that we have that shows some of the HelloPets world that you can. It's an interactive YouTube 3D video, so you can like look around and check stuff out as it flies through the space. And then moving on to sort of the metaverse world, I also put a link in there to our one of our metaverse scenes. We recently acquired this really great metaverse company called SomniLife, and it's been really great. That a lot of really great things that are built that we're just sort of retooling and improving on, and we'll be working on releasing some great metaverse experiences in the near future. And for that, we're really hoping to, we're creating lots of tools for that sort of help lower the bar of entry for people to get involved in this, whether it's game builder tools used for creating games, ways to set up social interaction systems, and other customizable scenes. And then along with that, we have our NFT avatar system, which has customizations and upgrades. And users will get access to the main public avatar library, that like I mentioned before, will involve the Meow Meows, which is the first release from HelloPets, as well as a lot of the other really cool NFT avatars that we're bringing into the world. Yeah, and we'll be inviting other collections and holders to share their NFT in our world, and we can start bringing lots of different characters from all sorts of different collections, and really trying to create a sort of open protocol system that works for any NFT that has an associated 3D T-pose model, which a lot of them are doing these days. Along with that, we've got a really cool game that's coming out soon. That's going to be our Battle of Blue Chips. It's just going to be a really cool battle game where different characters get to, just fight against each other, and just really exciting sort of user experience within that world. As well as developing other things like VR, compatible metaverse scenes and other AR things. Um, and yeah, so I mean,
I
yeah, moving on. Oh, sorry, I'm rambling on here.
No,
I know
no,
I
it's
cut
fine.
you
It's
way
fine.
off, but
Absolutely.
yeah,
I'm just barely getting a word in here. I'm
yeah.
actually, yeah, that's a lot of fronts. So, Tom, I'm guessing that you guys have a lot of different teams that are working on this specific things, because you guys are going to be going up against a lot of big players in like VR and metaverse in gaming. There's a lot of specialized teams out there that are also trying to conquer those landscapes too. So, yeah, sorry, you're trying to say something. Let's keep this a
No.
dialogue. Awesome.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. And yeah, no, when there are some really big teams that are involved in the scene, and yeah, definitely it's an increasingly crowded sector. I mean, we've been working in it since the start, so we feel like we have a good footing in it, and we have really great we do have a great team, globally. There's lots of different people who are working in many different areas. So yeah, we're really confident in our ability to put up a very competitive series of products within the sector. Yeah, I was just going to mention one last thing was just the AR stuff that we've been putting together. It's been really a lot of fun. We've been creating tools for people to do AR content. We've been hosting some AR contests where you can just use some of the cool things that we've been putting out in the AR world. Creating VTuber tools for people to use. Really cool different Snapchat filters and stuff like that that work with our PFP collection. And yeah, so we're just working to basically just in general, we're trying to create all as many unique experiences as possible. So utilizing all the new media technology and different ways to consume media that's around and trying to offer as much as possible for all the users that we have and community members.
I think AR is probably the right way to go for now instead of VR, simply because so many people have the like technology in their hands already, and with like developing something entirely new and not everyone having the VR headsets and all that kind of stuff. I
Hmm.
think AR really is. And I mean, the technology in its most basic form has been around since 2012, 2014 or something like that. So a lot of the kinks are also getting ironed out, which also
Yeah.
obviously makes sense. And I mean, we're
Yeah,
all,
I
yeah.
I totally agree on that. Yeah, my eyes, I actually can't use VR headsets because I've got my eyes don't. It gives me a headache. I can't watch 3D movies and stuff, and I think I think there's a lot of people that actually fall into a category where they're just like, even if I had the gear, it just doesn't. I don't enjoy that experience. As much as we'll be definitely be building VR capable stuff, and because it is a cool world, but yeah, I agree. I love things that have a low bar of entry technology wise, and you know, so that yeah, the AR VTuber stuff, it's all I think a lot of fun. Good place to be building into.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, when we announced the space, my DMs, my mentions were absolutely swamped with people trying to figure out how to get into the whole product. I don't know if that's a recurring theme that you guys been having. And after visiting your site, I saw that you could pretty much like set up a PFP, but you would get a download of a JPEG, which obviously is cool, but we're not in this game here for the JPEG. So as
Mhm.
creative director, maybe a quick like backstory on the Memow and like where you guys got creative inspiration, and then also when the launch date of that PFP side of things is.
Yeah, we've been working on the initial collection for a while here now, and yeah, we'll be releasing the PFP quite shortly, and the things that we've been putting out already, the meme generator and other customizable options are we're working hard to find ways to integrate this into the Web3 world, and that'll definitely be a part of it. There's also a number of other really cool elements that we're going to be trying to bring into that. I don't want to mention too many of them now as we're building them,
Oh,
but
come on.
I've I've done a lot of work, like I said, from the start in creative coding and stuff like this. And I've been working on like cool generative music projects and other sort of generative animation projects. So we're gonna be working to create lots of interesting ways to have user input into what gets created in the sort of Web3 PFP world. But yeah, in general, we'll be building on that a lot more in the coming weeks and months here for sure. So there definitely, it's great to hear that there's a lot of hype on it, and there will be some ways for people to get involved and access the new PFP projects that are coming out very, very shortly.
So just to recap, no launch date yet. Cute PFPs, um, but we don't know the mint price either yet, right? Just catch me if I'm wrong here, Tom.
No, no, no. That's it. Yeah, it's all TBD. So definitely stay tuned. And again, it's great to hear people are excited to get involved. And stay on with what we're announcing on the Twitter and stuff like that, and we'll be giving options for people to there'll be early whitelists and stuff like that that will get announced. But yeah, all TBD for the time being.
Yeah, sure thing, sure thing. So, maybe I after browsing your website earlier today and also yesterday, I I really did stumble over that League of Blue Chips a couple times. And I mean, you already mentioned it, what it generally is, but I really do want to like maybe hound you on that just a tad bit more, because I think the way forward in NFTs is to get as many communities onboarded into any specific product as possible. Most people already have a certain level of identity behind their Board of Yacht Club, Pudgy Penguins, I don't know, Clone X, Meebid, Azuki, whatever you want to name. So really getting those people onboarded too, in my head at least, makes total sense in an open metaverse, because that's where we're obviously going. Everyone kind of is going to be able to bring their own assets. So maybe Tom, you can give us a bit of a background why you guys started the League of Blue Chips and what exactly it is, and then maybe what people can also expect from it in the future.
Absolutely, and yeah, I mean, you really hit the nail on the head there with the whole general concept. It's this idea that there are these ubiquitous icons already existing within the space, and as we're all sort of chasing what it is that the metaverse and these open ecosystems are going to look like, we know it's going to involve finding ways to incorporate all these different collections and then the communities and the people who run them and everything involved. So, and then when you start looking at the underlying IP sharing technology that's available in lots of these NFT collections, it starts to make more and more sense. So that's a big part of what we're trying to do. So in general, what we're creating is sort of like an exclusive club for blue chip NFT holders to share ideas, discuss plans about development of all these different in all these different areas, games, movies, and etc. Have meetings, workshops, brainstorming sessions, and just in general provide members with networking opportunities and collaboration resources, so that we can really drive innovation in this space, and really just try and keep this. It's sort of like a product is greater than the sum of the parts sort of theory, where we're just trying to make sure that the League of Blue Chips stays at the forefront of the NFT space and adopts new trends and just keeps innovating and try to create this open world concept that, like I said, everyone's chasing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it also is kind of this huge potential pie where it's still very undecided who's going to get what of it. Obviously, you'll have some relatively strong competitors there. I just want to name a few. Obviously, Decentraland and Sandbox already have their own versions of a quote unquote open metaverse. Other side is also going to be the ape specific version, with which is obviously also backed by other technologies. So I also know of Doodle's planning on releasing something in the way back. I don't know how far they are. So yeah, I just want to like mention there is a large competition out there, and I guess the
Mhm.
mind space hasn't really like solidified yet. So until
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
it's a free for all, and we're going to see a lot of competitors try and grab market share there. But yeah,
Yeah,
just
absolutely. And I mean, like in any business venture, it's important to examine all the competitors. It's, due diligence market research that not only lets you know where everyone's at, but it allows you to examine where they've made mistakes, where they've done things well, try and get an idea of what different technologies people are using. And a lot of people are creating these metaverses on just browser-based, WebGL level engines. So there's quite a technology challenge that arises from trying to create a MMO on just a browser. So it's yeah, I think there's lots of great players out there. That the main thing that we focus on is just trying to keep an open mind to all the different solutions that people are looking at, and hope that we can innovate and create our own unique space within the sector.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's all about, right? It's about getting people to onboard into your vision of what you're building and then delivering on that vision. I think if you guys head out to hellopets.world/metaverse, you can already right now check out a demo. I already played it yesterday, which was a lot of fun. I'm also loading it on my computer right now just to go ahead and check in. If anyone's there, then that would be probably cool. Tom, I don't know how involved have you been in that part of the development, and how much, like, because I know that you're the creative director, right? So I'm guessing you're more in the artistic field of the company too.
Yeah, currently yes, but I mean, I've been working with development of metaverse projects for a while now, so I'm deep in the weeds on the way that that whole tech side works. I've done general, project direction leading, and even coding in these sort of systems. So yeah, I've been buried in that world for a while, and yeah, like I said, lots of interesting tech challenges that arise, but we're really excited about the sort of built features that we've acquired with Somnilife, and just sort of leveraging that and building on it, and yeah, moving forward.
Yeah, so you mentioned your tech partner there too. I don't think that it's really possible to build a metaverse all by yourself. So yeah, it's nice to know that you guys are backed by a different backed with a different technology too, and all that kind of good stuff. So maybe Tom, just one hard hitting question there. Um, why do you think that Hello Pets is going to like outperform Other Side or Sandbox or Decentraland, and what kind of differentiates you guys specifically? That would maybe be like the the main question that just sparks across my mind right now.
Yeah, absolutely. I like I've said, there's lots of different ways to tackle sort of the same problem here, which is trying to create a multiplayer MMO based exclusively in sort of browser capable engines. I don't want to get too deep into the tech weeds, but suffice to say that I think we've been looking at solutions that we think are very unique, that allow us to leverage new technology and allow us to stand apart from other projects through better performance, and an easier uh, development stream that we've been looking at. And and then the other side of it is just we're looking to create our own unique version in this sector. So as much as it's great to be the biggest and the best, it's also really important to sort of just stake out what we see as a vacancy in the market, as opposed to just, hey, we've hired more developers, or hey, we're, throwing money at this problem or that problem. It's really about us creating our own unique experience that we think users will find really great value in, and partners will want to get involved in as well.
That does sound like an answer someone would give trying to be the next Disney. So GG on that. I can't say it any better. Tom, I guess like in my head at least, Disney really is all about storytelling, about what people identify with, kind of what evokes emotions. And I'm very much going to be interested, and I'm going to be checking out your metaverse and your storytelling aspects. But you did also mention that you guys have like a lot of other aspects to the team. So I think you mentioned obviously metaverse, games, AR. We already talked about that. Movies and fashion, if I recall correctly. So obviously Disney's really big in the movies. Buying and then butchering Star Wars, but that's a story time for for a different time, mates. Maybe give me a bit of a insight on what like the plans are with the movies. Is it going to be anime? Is it going to be animated? Is it going to be live action? Whatever. Really interested in that.
Yeah, we're definitely looking in the more 3D animated world. Although, I mean, I've been a huge fan of the sort of like hybrid 3D, 2D animation things that have been coming out lately. Again, my background, one of the things I started out in for my career was animation, and so I love 2D animation, anime, and all that stuff. So leveraging all that stuff and getting into all those worlds is definitely where we're headed. And yeah, the 3D animation world is probably where a lot of our first big movie and film projects will be targeted towards. But then also getting in onto the AR stuff, like we want to like try and create unique viewing experiences even within that world. You know, there's a lot of opportunity, I think, for people to use AR, VR experiences and stuff like that within, you know, traditional media creation. I mean, I don't think we've really seen that done. I mean, 3D movies, you know, have been around for a while, but I think there's a lot of different options that we're looking to explore that creatively use a lot of the new technology that's already around and can be adapted.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it's all about, right? Being at the forefront of technology and trying to use that tech to then build good stories. As a animator yourself, you will know about how much effort and time and everything goes into that, but also how much new techniques and new tech is really going to be helping there. So I actually just the other week saw a completely AI generated video, which looked absolutely
Yeah,
like shit,
yeah.
but that's how it starts, right? It's you have to crawl before you run,
Oh yeah,
and
I saw that too. That was really cool. I mean, and yeah, no, again, I'm, you know, I'm coming from the 2D animation world. I see that and I'm like, wow, that's there's lots of interest for me there. I mean, from a practical point of view, I'm more interested in AI being able to like take some pictures of someone and then turn it into a very well rigged puppet that you can use for animation and saving time in more practical ways, or you know, coming up with systems that could do really cool 2D animation functions, maybe like a you know, a simple natural language 2D animator that actually worked really well and things like that that can save 80% of your time. But I mean, you know, seeing things like that that are using AI to create animation. I mean, yeah, it'll get refined and they'll be, you know, just like the first iPhone movie to get nominated for an Oscar. Like, you know, the first fully AI animated movie will come out and, you know, be good.
absolutely, absolutely, and it's not even a doubt anymore in my mind. But until then, it is a tool, and that's what people should view it as. It's not here to take over the world, at least yet. It is here to help developers. It's here to to help animators, to help graphic designers, whatever your field of expertise is, and continue like making you three, four, five times as productive. That's the
Exactly.
goal
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So
I think anyone who does broad different areas of development or IT management that doesn't have ChatGPT window open all day is just they've got the blinders on. It's there's some really amazing things that you can do, and you know, leveraging that stuff is you know, the way of the future. So I'm all about jumping on that.
absolutely. I mean, and maybe to harken back to what we were talking about with Web3 and community development there too. Um, we're seeing a lot of things being built that are naming technologies that are building specifically in Web3. I'm going to be excited when the movie comes out that can bring the non Web3 crowd into Web3 without them even realizing it. If someone nowadays tells you, oh, go download an app, they're not going to tell you, oh, you have to go to this thing called the App Store or have an iPhone or an Android and all that kind of tech stuff in the background. No one's going to be talking about, oh, I'm going to be using Ethereum L1 now instead of an L2. No, that all kind of fades into the background. And it's the same with movies, it's the same with culture. I think the tech really is layer two. And way more important is how we onboard people into those mediums, because that's where culture really is made. So, Tom, that's just my take. Obviously,
Yeah.
feel free to disagree with me there.
No, no, no. I absolutely agree with you. You know, we think about that all the time when we're looking at creating game experiences. If you look at the demographic that is crypto users versus the demographic that is people who play video games, I mean, you know, it's a Venn diagram that doesn't necessarily overlap that much, and the game one is much bigger than the crypto one. So it's, you know, it's I think it's really, and then yeah, if you open that up to people who consume movies and that whole world, yeah, you're talking about, you know, really creating. much larger demographic for the media. And yeah, I'm all about lower bars of entry and ways to onboard people who otherwise wouldn't be getting involved in these things.
And that's what it's all about too. Getting people onboarded into new technologies, getting them to dream, getting them to wonder, because that's what Disney did back in the 1900 whatever year. There they brought out all their bangers, but getting kids to like imagine, oh wow, all these stories that are possible. And I at least hope that the metaverse in some capacity will kind of live up to that. Yeah, to that story that Disney really has put out. I'm on your HelloPets world slash metaverse site right now. It's open. It's a full city. It's a lot of fun just walking around, seeing people, interacting with whatever is around you. And it's cool. It does feel like version 1.3, but there you go. You have to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be keep on pushing it and yeah, reiterating.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. One last thing, I did hear that you guys were also looking at fashion. I am no marshmallow. I'm no pirate. I am not a Mio Mio, not yet. Like, what's the fashion line going to be about, and maybe also like the creative side of things there?
For sure, yeah, and yeah. So I mean, we're pushing fashion as well as other just real world product lines. Just to try and bridge the brand and create it as wide as possible. Um, so I mean, we have really great design teams and fashion teams that are working in lots of the great major fashion hubs around the world, and we're working on releasing different lines with them. But the real things that we're also looking at is like all the cool ways that you can integrate Web3 tech along with these different fashion lines. So whether we're talking about having, you buy something in the real world and there's a Web3 connection that allows you to, equip that as a customizable feature of your avatar, or just having some of the additional NFT Web3 benefits that are associated, with just normal token holding that come from real world purchases, or online fashion shows, and sort of just trying to find all sorts of different ways to bridge these two worlds and be involved in traditional product markets at the same time as existing in this Web3 space.
Yeah, and that really does sound exciting and interesting. And it's all about the partners. It's all about pushing out good products. And it definitely sounds like you guys are on the right path. Yeah, execution wise and all team wise too. I'm very much excited to see what you guys are going to bring out. So I have one or two more things that I wrote down for myself that I found interesting. So first of all, congratulations that you guys bought, I think, 10 Board Ape Yacht Clubs and have like a $6 million metaverse fund.
Mhm.
So maybe you can just like expand a tad bit on that and just everyone give them a round of applause for that, because that's really about like maybe helping out all kinds of other projects in the ecosystem too. Obviously, I'm happy about you guys buying bakes too. That might be personally motivated, but either way, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, no, and and absolutely, and this is a part of being a part of the community and supporting it, as well as like we want to create what would be sort of a traditional proof of reserves in the investment world, like saying, hey, we're associated with XYZ, hedge fund or VCs or whatever. We're doing this in our own sort of the Web3 version of that to show that we have staying power that goes along with our development, and that the plans that we're going through here are real and we're putting tangible resources into them. But beyond that, a lot of this has to do with our ideas regarding IP sharing and sort of this League of Blue Chips world. So acquiring a bunch of blue chip NFTs, we feel is a prudent move in that world. But other things that we're looking to sort of expand, and utilize this metaverse fund for are acquiring smaller game and metaverse teams. Obviously, Somnium Life wasn't a smaller team, but we're always looking at um, different small, really great creative groups. I mean, it's one of the things I love about this whole sector is that you see these tiny teams that are doing unbelievably amazing things, lots of great devs that have experience in, half dozen different fields. And so we're always looking to expand our team of really exceptional developers. Um, as well as yeah, so the fund's also available for artists and content creation, and trying to keep pushing that forward. Yeah, and then yeah, and the whole blue chip aspect for the movies and the battle game coming out, and yeah, in general, just
Awesome.
yeah, all sorts of experience.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Look, if you're an artist in the space and you are in need of funding, I'm pretty sure that if you have a cool idea, you will get funding one way or another. So yeah, there you go. You heard it here first. Hello Pets launching a Web3 fund and metaverse fund and buying bakes and all that kind of good stuff. I'm just as you were mentioning smaller teams, I just had to think of the best NFT price floor checking website in the business, nftpricefloor.com. Got to give him a shout out here too. Obviously, the host of this magnificent space here. Go ahead and check him out on nftpricefloor.com. So, without this feeling too like inserted here, usually we do it at the front of the space, just to kind of introduction. I definitely do think we should probably also get just a quick market update in place here too. So, Tom, I know that you're behind the HelloPets account right now, but what digital online monkey animal do you identify with? Which one are you most interested in, or own probably too?
Oh, well, I'm all in on the Meow Meow characters that we're going to be releasing through Hello Pets. So, that's my own personal avatar hero at the current moment, that's for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Then you're definitely going to have to tell us just a TBD amount of date time when you guys are going to be releasing your characters too. But before we get to that, I'm just going to run through a couple prices. This week, I'm going to shift it over to dollars because usually I look at it in ETH terms, and that just depresses me a tad bit too much this week. Bored Ape Yacht Club slightly down on the week, $110,000. CryptoPunks slightly behind that, just $2,000, up 1.5% in dollar terms. Hooray to ETH rising in value. I'm just going to dare it and take a quick look at the ETH prices. Obviously, a lot of red numbers this week. Mutant Apes down 1.5% in ETH terms. Other Deeds down 15% in ETH terms. Azuki and DGods really being the two leaders in the top 7 category here, all the way up just below 10 ETH for DGods, and Azuki coming in at 14.02 ETH. The Captains, the Meme Land project itself, also solid week, up 10% on the week. Glad to see that. Just scrolling down in ETH terms, I think there's very few that actually warrant any recollection right now. I'm going to switch it over into dollar terms once more, and yeah, that just soothes my brain a tad bit, seeing a couple more of those green numbers up on the screen. Still stuff like Moonbirds and Still Doodles down double digits, almost. Doodles down to $5,000 right now. Really does hurt to see kind of some blue chips in the space getting dragged down, A, by the market, B, by the current maybe movement mentality, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so Tom, I'm going to hand it over to you. What kind of NFT projects are you looking at aside of Hello Pets, obviously? Like maybe what communities are you most impressed by, regardless of price action? Just asking you to a couple collections out there that really are doing a lot of cool stuff too.
Oh, yeah, I'm on the other side of the world. I'm in the development zone, so I don't offer insight on collections as at the current juncture. But all very cool
No, that's
stuff.
fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. I get that. I get that. All right, then that question for you: when can we expect the Meow Meows, and how do I pronounce them properly?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Meow meow. You got it. You got it there. And yeah, no, it's like I said, the actual date is not firmly set, but it'll be coming soon. So definitely keep an eyes on the HelloPets the Twitter, and you can join the Discord, and there'll be announcements coming soon, as well as the League of Blue Chips battle game that's also coming around the corner, and yeah, lots more activities, AR contests and creator activities, art competitions, and the scene editor will be coming soon. So yeah, I don't have any dates for you right now, but suffice to say, it's going to be an exciting few months here.
Awesome. Awesome. That does sound like a lot of fun. I wish you and your whole team nothing but the best, most success. I know this is a kind of a weird market cycle right now to be engaging with the Web3 market in, but I definitely do think that those who stick around in the winter will also see the autumn and then summer of the market again. So with that being said, Hello Pets sounds like a cool project, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys develop in the future, mates.
Yeah, thanks very much. It's been a great conversation here.
Awesome. Yeah. And with that being said, go ahead and give them a follow. Also, go ahead and follow NFT Price Floor. We do these spaces every once in a while. That's kind of our version of soon TM. I'm sure that we'll be doing it more often, but if you go ahead and just follow them and put them on notification, you'll be aware of all the different cool spaces and events they're organizing all across the world. So with that, GM from Europe, hope everyone's doing great, and take care soon. Don't lose your seed phrase. Take care of your wallets, and yeah, see you soon. Bye-bye.